actually toxic or if it was all your fault. Because toxic people always say it's your fault, right? They make everything your fault. And so how do you know the difference? And I am about to go, you see my workout look, I'm about to head into workout, which if you're trying to heal from a toxic relationship and you're not moving your body, that's going to be tough for you. Think about the antelopes in the savannah, or the very first people living in the ancient times where it was fight and flight because the lion was coming to get you. Okay, so if you have a stressful event, used to a long time ago, that meant there was a lion after you or there was someone attacking you, and so you would run or you would do something active, and then your body would know that the stress was over. Okay. So that's one of the reasons it's so important to work out, because that is your body's signal that stress is over. So if you're not, this is just a side note, but if you're not moving your body in any way, then you are not tapping into the possibility of your nervous system and that stress release response. So you're going to have more anxiety. You're going to have more, nervous issues. You're going to have a harder time resetting your nervous system after a toxic relationship or after anything else. So I did yoga. I do mainly bar now. But anything, if you can have a interaction with a toxic person and do 10 jumping jacks, that can be enormously helpful because it signals to your body that you did something to solve the problem, even if it's not, doing jumping jacks after dealing with your boss is not really a solution to a problem, but it signals to your body that something happened, you did something about it, and now it's over. So that is absolutely crucial as you move forward and you don't want to have stress in your life. And a funny story on me, of course, it's a crazy time and a crazy season. So I went to go get my daughter, I'm gonna let her make sugar cookies today, and so she has a fancy Christmas rolling pin and all these little cute Christmas cookie shapes. So I went to buy her Christmas cookie today, and my skin was so dry. I shaved my legs this morning, my skin was so dry, so I was like, okay, I'll just buy some lotion. I picked up body wash instead of lotion, and I rubbed it on my legs because I couldn't even wait to get to the car. My skin was so dry. I was just like, oh, I'll just put some on in the store and then I'll buy it. And I had white, nasty stuff. Hi, Elizabeth. White gunk all over my legs, and I was like, what is going on? And it's because it was not lotion. It was body wash that I was rubbing on my legs bright and early this Saturday morning. So, most things in my life I have pretty together, but sometimes we all do silly things. So giving you a peek behind the curtain at some of my silly antics this morning. But how to know if the relationship was toxic or if it was really your fault. First of all, every person who's in a toxic relationship has probably been told that that they're the problem, that they either have trust issues, that they have issues in their past, that they're blaming their past issues and relationships on the person that they're in. They probably were told that they were a narcissist. Okay. So that is very common. So if you have heard that, know you are not alone. Okay. You are not alone in hearing that. Now, if you have flipped it on yourself and you have analyzed it and thought, well, maybe I am the problem. Maybe things are my fault. Maybe if I can change and make it better. Maybe if I do this and this time, and maybe if I seek help, and maybe if I join a group, and maybe if I get therapy, and maybe this, then you probably are not the problem. Okay? Because toxic people don't think they are the problem. They think you are the problem. Okay? So if you've been told by a toxic person that you are the problem and you somewhat believed it and did some work on yourself in regards to that, it's unlikely that you were the problem. And I know you're probably saying, yeah, but Sarah, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Of course no one's perfect. But you can be imperfect without being toxic. And I'm going to say that again. Of course you aren't perfect. But you can be imperfect without being toxic. Okay? Because in a toxic relationship, they flip the blame, right? Everything is your fault. Nothing is my fault. You are the problem. And they switch from victim to hero. Because you may have been with someone who it's like, oh, I'm so pitiful and broken, and if you leave me, I'll never make it. Okay? You could have had someone manipulate you in that way too. And if you are good, kind, loving, and giving, and you want to do right by people, you want to be kind to people, you want to help people. Again, I talked about this in the live from yesterday, but in the Sociopath Next Door, it says, I love do-gooders because they do me so much good. I still want you to be a do-gooder, but I want you to do good to yourself and to people who deserve it, not people who are using that characteristic to manipulate you, okay? So, if you've been in a relationship where they flipped everything on you and made it your fault, it made you feel small while they were big, or made you feel like you were responsible for saving them, you were responsible for helping them, then the relationship was probably toxic and it was not your fault, okay? Again, you're probably imperfect, but that doesn't make you toxic. And they all say the same thing. That's what one of my private clients, I record the calls from my private clients and send it back to them so they can go back and listen, and they can just be present in the moment and go back and analyze. And she said, Sarah, it's like it was a script and you always knew what I was going to say. And I said, yes, because toxic people tell us the same thing. But when it's like you can't see the forest for all the trees. So when you're in the relationship, you look at the promises, you look at that hope inside of you, right? Like, oh, but if they just get the help they need, I just know they can be better. I just know that, they can be better people. I know they can change if they want to, and they can. They can absolutely change if they want to. Toxic people rarely want to. Because, first of all, they don't see themselves as toxic, right? They see you as the problem, or they see that they're getting away with things that other people are not getting away with. And to really do that self-work on themselves, why would they want to? They're getting away with things. They get to be selfish. They get their way all the time. They get to avoid responsibility. They get you to do the work of the relationship. And you're seeing from your own perspective, and you're trying to basically talk them into being a good person. You see a relationship as mutual, right? Like both of you are responsible for doing some of the work of the relationship. Well, they think they should not have to do the work of the relationship, and you should have to do all the work of the relationship, which is definitely a thumbs down, right? I was using again examples and like some visuals in my coaching programs. I have all these like slides and PowerPoints and things to point these things out to you guys. So I just have to use my hands now. But within that context, they are bigger and you are smaller, and you become smaller in your own life. And so you see it as, well, why wouldn't you want to do the right thing? Why wouldn't you want mutuality in the relationship? And they see it as, why would I want to give up control? I am getting what I want and I'm getting away with it. You are asking me to give that up. For love? For love? Like, what does that even mean? Okay? And because to a toxic person, love is control, not connection. To you, love is connection. To a toxic person, love is control. And that's not just in partners, that can be parents too, right? Lundy Bancroft talked about, he's a great author on this subject, and he talks about that toxic people see you as an extension of themselves, not as your own separate person. Okay? So within that context, if your arm is acting up, right, your arm is not behaving, you take your arm in to get surgery. My dad had surgery yesterday. He fell and broke his arm. He didn't ask his arm permission to do that. He didn't think, I wonder how my arm feels about that. I wonder if my arm's okay with that. He said, my arm's messed up and I want to get back to playing tennis, so I want to fix my arm. Okay? To toxic people who they see you as an extension of themselves, rather than your own identity, your own person, they think they can take you in for surgery. They think they can get you back in line. They think they can cut you open to get you behaving in a way that benefits them. Just like my dad had his arm cut open so his arm could become part of his whole body again. A toxic person thinks they can cut you open to bring you back into behaving, back in line with how you're supposed to be. And that's definitely prominent if you've had a toxic parent. You can see that they view you as an extension of themselves, so that they don't have any problem telling you how to live your life, what you should be doing, because they don't see you as a separate person capable of making your own decisions. But it's not because you're not capable of making your own decisions. It's because we all see from our own perspective. And if their perspective is, you're my arm, I can get you back in line if I want, then why not cut you open with words? Why not cut your self-esteem a bit to get you back in line? Okay? That also explains why toxic people have certain people that they're ugly to, like the female in their life or their child. They're not ugly to everyone. Because some of you have toxic people in your lives that on the outside look amazing. They seem like great people. They seem awesome to everyone else, right? Especially if they're not around that much. They only see little glimpses. But then behind closed doors, whether a toxic parent or partner, they're awful. They're cruel. They're mean. They're ugly to you. And I can't really thank you. And so if that toxic person sees their arm as they see you as an arm or an extension of themselves, they don't feel like they're doing anything wrong to get you back in line. But they wouldn't do that to just a random person at the post office, because that person's, even if they think, oh, I'm above that person somehow, they don't think of that person at the post office as an extension of themselves. So that explains one of the reasons they act differently in public and in private, okay, and why they have certain people that they are ugly to, and that they're not ugly to everyone. So I hope that helps, and I hope everyone who's been in a toxic relationship thinks everything was their fault. And if you have been in a relationship and you tried to earn that love, earn that favor, earn that trust, earn that that things would be okay, it's very highly unlikely that you were the toxic person. You weren't perfect, but that doesn't make you toxic, because your toxic person got you to behave. It got its arm back in line so that you could, so they could, use you for their bidding, so they could use you to do the work of the relationship, so they did not have to do the work of the relationship. So yes, Aaron, exactly, with parents. Thank you, Elizabeth. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I hope you're loving the 12 days of Christmas. I know I am, even though I'm so crazy. I put body wash on as lotion this morning, so before I work out, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom and try to scrub it off so it doesn't start itching. But I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Tomorrow I'm gonna be coming live from Texas. My husband and I are going to a Dallas Cowboys game, which I'm totally not a football fan, but my second cousin is, so we're gonna be in Texas. So I'll have to show you guys my boots tomorrow on the live, and I'm so excited to be a part of your Christmas season, and hope you guys have a great day. If you have any other questions, you can comment them on these lives, and I can address them in future lives. And you're always welcome to PM me for more information about working with me, either privately or group coaching. I would love to be even more a part of your life. So I hope you have a great day and enjoy your Saturday.